Okay, good afternoon. We'll now start. Good afternoon to everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to this pep talk this afternoon. Please mute yourself, but always show your video picture. Sign in your name, your Facebook account, or email address in the chat box. Please include the names of companions attending with you. Use the chat box to ask questions and make comments while the pep talk is on. There will be group pictures at the start and end of the pep talk. As a reminder, after the pep talk, please take the online learning com evaluation test exercises for the mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like this one shown here. And I have placed the link in the chat box. Another reminder, obtaining 25 OLETE certificates will entitle one mentee to a voucher for a RO household medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. Another request, please type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Thank you. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the pep talk proper. Okay, please show your faces now. Wait. Okay, ready? Everybody set? One, two, one, two, three. Okay. I have a patient empowerment program in which I'd like to empower the lay people or patients to take control in the management of their health. I started the pep talk on May 15, 2021 during the COVID-19 pandemic. There are 3 courses in the pep talk. I completed the core course on October 9, 2021. And then from October 23, 2021 onwards, I've been tackling health disorder and health issue courses. May 18, 2024 marks the start of year 4 of the RO Hoson pep talk. How long the pep talk will last will depend on our enthusiasm, discipline, and perseverance. My pep talk today is entitled Patient Story, TLT, meaning tell, learn, and teach, on recurrent lipoma. The empowerment objective is for the lay people to have an essential understanding on recurrent lipoma as part of their health management based on a patient story. The contents of this particular pep talk will be the following. I'll be telling the story, and then I'll try to say something about for learning and also for teaching. Okay, a story on a recurrent lipoma, and then the specific contents will be what is a lipoma, what are the different types of lipomas, and then what is or the are the causes of lipomas, and what are the treatment options of lipomas, and can lipomas recur after an operation? A common questions being asked by patients. Can lipomas recur after an operation? Disclaimer, This RO Hoson Pep Talk will contain my thoughts, perceptions, opinions, recommendations culled from personal experiences, as well as from the writings of other health professionals. So this is this patient's story. A 35-year-old female presented with a mass at the forehead in 2019. The forehead mass was about 2 centimeters in size below the skin and with relatively well-defined margin. Yung border niya malinaw, soft, medyo malambot, and not fixed, ibig sabihin gumagalaw. So my diagnosis was lipoma forehead. For cosmetic reason, she decided to have an excision operation. When you say excision, it's a removal of the mass. So after the mass was removed, after examining the mass, my diagnosis was still lipoma forehead. So ito yung bukol before the operation. Okay. Ito yung pagkatapos ng operasyon. May isang hiwa dito. Okay. So in 2024, so years after, so this was late last year, she noted a recurrence of the forehead mass. May umulit, no? Okay. In January 2025, she decided to have the recurrent forehead mass removed. So ito yung recurrence 2024, and then ito yung pinatanggal niya, ito yung bukol, another lipoma, and then ito yung sugat niya after the operation. So my diagnosis was a recurrent lipoma forehead. So end of the storytelling. So let's now go to learn and teach. What is a lipoma? A lipoma is a slow-growing, mabagal na mabagal lumaki, non-cancerous, hindi siya malignant, okay, fatty lump that is most often situated between the skin and the underlying muscle layer. So ito yung skin, ito yung muscle layer. So in between, may mga taba dyan. We call that subcutaneous tissue. Maraming fatty tissues dito. Okay. So, ito yung pinaka-most common site of lipoma. No? So, kaya ang tawag nito, it's a subcutaneous lipoma. No? Pag meron kang lipoma in this area, between the skin and the muscle, we call that subcutaneous lipoma. As I said, there are different types of lipoma based on locations though. Ito ang pinaka-common. Okay? So, ito yung other types of lipoma. Pag yung lipoma andito sa muscle layer, pwede mangyari doon, no? Malalim masyado. We call that intramuscular lipoma. Meron din lipoma na sa organ, no? Let's say nasa parotid gland, nasa liver, within the organ, nasa spleen, ganon. Then intracavitary lipoma pwede din mangyari, no? Pwedeng lumabas, no? So we call that retroperitoneal cavity lipoma, peritoneal cavity lipoma, no? Okay. So sa chest pwede rin, pwede magkaroon din sa chest is a cavity, pwede din magkaroon ng lipoma doon, no? But among the four mentioned here, ito yung pinaka-common is the subcutaneous lipoma. So depending on the location of the lipoma, as I said, it could be a subcutaneous lipoma, which is the most common. Okay, ito, no? Ito yung, this is intramuscular lipoma. Ito yung muscle layer, ultrasound ito. So pinapakita yung muscle layer, and within that muscle layer, ito yung lipoma. No? So we call that intramuscular lipoma. Okay. Ganon din dito. Ito kamay ko, meron akong intramuscular lipoma rito. No? Okay, sa kamay. Okay. So intra-organ lipoma, as I said, example will be intraparotid within the parotid gland, yung parang yung nagpo-produce ng saliva, no? Intra-liver, intra-kidney, 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 sa loob ng liver, within the spleen, within the kidney, pwede din magkaroon ng lipoma. So intracavitary will be, example will be intraperitoneal, intrathoracic, etc. So the focus of discussion this afternoon will be on subcutaneous lipoma, as this is this is the most common type of lipoma. To repeat, ito yung skin, ito yung muscle sa ilalim, and then it's medyo mababaw siya, makakapa, kagad, no? So we call that subcutaneous lipoma. Subcutaneous lipoma can occur anywhere in the subcutaneous parts of the body. The common areas are in the torso, meaning the trunk, the arms, and the thighs. In this particular patient, it occurred in the forehead. Kahit saan pwede mag-occur yung lipoma, but in this particular patient, no, dito siya tinubuan ng lipoma. The causes of lipoma, unknown up to this time, most likely we will never know. Tagal ko na pinag-aaralan nito, okay? Up to now, hindi pa rin namin alam kung ano yung exactly the cause of the lipoma. What is just known is there is an abnormal growth of fat cells or adipocytes. Okay? So may abnormality dun sa growth ng mga taba na cells. Okay? And then what causes this abnormal growth? Again, not exactly known yet bakit sila magkakaroon ng mga growth ng mga taba, yung mga fat cells. So the theories are age is a factor because yung mga lipoma usually mas common siya nakikita sa middle age group which is 40 to 60. So bihira sa bata. Okay? And then genetic factors, meron mga patients with family history of lipomas, yung mga kamag-anak nila, nagkakaroon din. Okay. So these are the more common theories, no? Age and also the genetic factors. Pero ang pinaka-more common na nakikita natin observation is yung age factor. Okay. So nung bata-bata ako, wala akong lipoma. Once I hit 40, 50, marami na akong lipoma sa katawan. Being fat or obese is not a direct cause of lipoma. I have to emphasize that because that was my thinking before. I'm trying to decipher ano yung cause ng lipoma. Akala ko dahil sa mataba ang pasyente, matao, at nagkakaroon ng lipoma. Hindi. Until I saw this patient. No? Ito, kita mo, makikita yung mga buto, payat na payat, and yet may lipoma pa rin siya. No? Andito. No? So, it can occur even in very, very thin patients with little subcutaneous fat. Okay, ito yung ebidensya, no? So, being fat or obese is not a direct cause of lipoma. Bakit siya nagkakaroon ng lipoma? Bakit may growth? Up to now, we still don't know. Lipoma is a benign tumor. It's not a cancer. It grows very slow. The word about this, pero kung minsan there's such a thing as liposarcoma. Direct from the growth of the fat cells, nagiging cancer, no? We call that liposarcoma, pero bihirang-bihira yon. No? What's more common, it's that 99% of kaya tinawag na lipoma, walang sarcoma, benign siya. No? Okay. So 99% of lipoma, usually benign yan. No? So how to recognize subcutaneous lipoma? First of all, there's a tumor, a buccal, which is three-dimensional. Subcutaneous in location. When you say subcutaneous, it's below the skin. Okay. Sub means below. Cutaneous means skin. No? Okay. So it can be discerned by palpation. Makakapa. No? Okay. And then, pag nakapa yung buccal na yan, subcutaneous in location, solid siya, meaning walang tubig, walang fluid, no? Pero malambot, soft solid on palpation. And then the border, yung boundary niya, kakapain lang natin, very well defined siya, malinaw na malinaw. Just as is being illustrated here, no? May capsule siya, no? And then usually hindi siya masakit, no? Okay. And then gumagalaw siya. Okay, you move it sideways, gagalaw, na? Okay. So soft, solid, border well-defined, no tenderness, movable, and not fixed. So these are the cardinal features of the yung mga how to recognize lipoma, subcutaneous lipoma. So ito, pwedeng pisilin at makakapa niyo yung lipoma, very movable. Okay, ito yung tsura, ito yung pag tinanggal, ganon, no? Yellowish ang kulay, no? So treatment options of subcutaneous lipoma. Number one, you can just observe and monitor or do watchful waiting if not bothersome to the patient, especially if it's small and if it's conspicuous. It's not very evident, hindi siya halata, no? It's not causing a cosmetic concern. So pwedeng i-observe lang, no? I-monitor lang, pwedeng hindi galawin, pwedeng hindi gamutin, pwedeng hindi operahan, no? And then, kung kailangan operahan, usually indications will be kung meron siyang, if it's bothersome to the patients, particularly if with cosmetic concerns. No? Yung ba, malaki-malaki na, pero hindi pa di sila bothered, pwede pa rin i-observe na lang. Pero once it's a little big na at nahiya na yung pasyente, palagi nakikita, may cosmetic concern, then go for surgery, removal. When you say removal, there are several options, no? Surgery or operations, and then maraming mga bagong mga machines ngayon, they use liposuction. Of course, mas mahal nito, no? Okay, may mga machines ito. So either surgery or liposuction pwedeng gawin. So treatment options for the patients on hand for this particular patient. The patient was given two options in 2019 when I saw her for the first time. And in 2025, when I saw her for the second time, yung umulit na, I said, pwedeng i-observe, pwedeng surgery. But because of cosmetic reasons, he opted for surgical removal in 2019 and 2025 when there was a recurrence. Okay. Medyo maliit pa, pero conscious siya, gusto niya patanggal. No? So can lipoma recur after an operation? A very common question being asked by a lot of patients. No? Yes, they can. Just as shown in this particular case. No? So, na-opera na, nag-recur pa. Okay. Now, what are the causes of recurrence? But first of all, let's say what is the definition of recurrence? Recurrence means it's occurring again. No? So bumalik siya na may lipoma. Okay. Lipoma occurring again in different place or part of the body is another concept of recurrence. Yung lipoma pwedeng umulit sa ibang parting katawan. You can also call it a recurrence. No? For example, a lipoma was previously excised on the trunk, let's say sa chest. Some months or years later, there was a development of a lipoma in the arm, okay, sa kamay naman, and there's no evident lipoma occurring in the previous operated site, the trunk. So naoperan yung sa trunk pero hindi siya umulit, pero meron siyang bagong lipoma sa arm, okay? So in that case, it's a recurrence, no? But we have to qualify that the lipoma is in another area. So it is a newly discovered lipoma. So hindi yung umulit dun sa dating lugar, no? So first concept of recurrence, it's occurring in a different place. Now, kung merong situation that the lipoma occur in the area where the previous lipoma was excised, pwede mangyari doon. Just like in that patients that we had, doon siya umulit, doon sa forehead na naoperahan. Na? So ano yung possible reasons bakit nag-recur on that part, on the same side? Number two, It may be a new lipoma arising from fat cells adjacent or near the area where the previous lipoma was completely removed. So it is a new lipoma, pero mahirap i-differentiate kasi medyo microscopic ang distance. So sabihin natin sa tabi-tabi lang, no, at umulit, pero katabi nung naunang naoperahan. So one theory, it's possible, but usually it's not the case. Ang more common is that ito yung more common reason, the previous lipoma was not completely removed during the initial operation, leading to a growth of the lipoma. So more likely, this is the cause. So again, pag may lipoma na umulit in that area na operahan, more likely the lipoma was not completely, hindi natanggal lahat, no? Kaya may umulit. Kaysa yung may bagong lipoma dun sa tabing-tabi niyan, no? Okay. So incomplete excision can occur when lipoma is not well encapsulated. It is insinuating to the nooks and crannies and in adjacent tissues. Ito yung itsura. May mga lipoma na very well defined. Kita niyo yung border, malinaw na malinaw, madaling tanggalin, no? Ito naman, maraming pasik pupunta sa ibang sumusok sa ibang lugar, no? Ganon. So kung minsan may naiiwan isang portion ng lipoma doon, that could be the cause of a recurrence, no? So here, complete excision is usually facilitated if there is a well-defined border of the lipoma with a clear capsule. Madaling tanggalin ito, no? Compared to this one. So, summary takeaway in this particular pep talk, I've told you the story of a recurrent lipoma patient. Then I have tried to impart to you some learning points. Okay. So what is a lipoma? What are the different types? The most common type is subcutaneous. What are the causes? We still don't know the exact cause. What are the treatment options? Observe or removal. Can lipomas recur after an operation? The answer is yes. No? Takeaway in relation to patient empowerment, be always in touch with reliable medical information on recurrent lipoma. Knowledge is power, it gives power. Use the 4Ks of patient empowerment, kaalaman, kakayanan, karapatan, and kapangyarihan to gain greater control over decisions and make better decisions on management of recurrent lipoma as part of your health management. So with that, I end my pep talk today. I hope I have empowered you to have an essential understanding on recurrent lipoma as part of your health management. So reminder after the pep talk, before we go to the QA, question and answer portion of the session, take the online learning evaluation test exercise for mastery of learning and have a perfect score to get a certificate like this. The link has been placed in the chat box. And then another reminder, obtaining 25 OLETI certificates will entitle one mentee to a voucher for a RO Hoson medical consultation, either face-to-face or telemedical. Another request, please type in your feedback in the chat box during the open forum and before we adjourn. Thank you. Let's now have a group picture taking before we start the question and answer and interactions. So please show your faces now on the video. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So any questions? Floor is now open for questions, comments, consultations, no? Sharing of experiences, etc. How many have lipoma in your body? Superla, meron. Unmute. Unmute. Unmute.
Opo.
Okay, meron ka? Nawawala.
Yung mga bilog-bilog na maliit, doktor,
Meron ka? Yeah.
meron
Pwedeng,
po
pwedeng, pwedeng bilog-bilog, pwedeng oval. Bi-
para sa singit ko. Yung
Sa
pinakita ko
singit,
na sa inyo po ito noon eh.
baka kulani yon.
Hindi, doktor, parang hindi naman, parang sa skin lang.
Sa ilalim ng balat.
Opo, sa ilalim lang ng balat.
Sa ilalim, just
Opo.
below, balat. Okay,
Hindi,
just below
opo.
the balat. Okay. So, malambot.
Malamba. Matigas naman yata ito.
Paano ano yung matigas sa iyo?
Yung
Kasing tigas
parang
ng ano? Kasing
nasa
tigas.
kasing tig. Gumagalaw naman eh.
Ha?
Gumagalaw naman, doktor.
Pag gumagalaw.
Pag kinapakapa ako.
Hindi nga,
Opo.
yeah, gumagalaw, pero yung anong, sige, yung tigas. Paano yung nadi-describe yung tigas? Pa,
Parang hindi
pa,
naman siya.
Ganun na, turo ko sa inyo. Ha? Yung, kasi yung bukol, importante, i-determine ninyo kung ganong katigas, no? Merong malambot,
Opo.
merong matigas, no? So, eto, pag yung bukol, kasing lambot nito, labi,
Ito.
pindutin yung labi ninyo. So, everybody, can I have
Ito,
your
ito, ito,
video?
ito, labi.
Pwede makita yung mga mukha ninyo sa video. Sige, konting extra learning session tayo ngayon. Medyo madali lang kasi ito. Lahat
Ito.
ng mga bukol na kakapanin nyo, ang unang ang i-determine nyo, yung tinatawag na consistency. No? Kung soft, na malambot, kung firm, hindi naman matigas. No? Yung gitna ng soft and matigas. Then, the other one is matigas. Tatlo na lang, ha? Tatlo yung ano nyo. So, anong basihan na malambot? Pagka ang feel nun, kasing lambot ng labi nyo. Yan,
Ito.
yan, sa ilalim. No? Malambot, di ba? O sino may matigas
Opo.
na labi? Sino may matigas na labi? Okay. Pag pinindot niyo ito yung labi ninyo, yung consistent niyo, malambot yon, no? Okay? So, pag pinindot niyo isang bukol na kapanyo na kasing lambot niyan, sabihin niyo, malambot siya. Okay? Para meron tayong common understanding. Pag tinatanong kayo ng doktor, kailan pa yung bukol
Pinutulog.
niyan, malambot ba, matigas, no? Okay, so you know how to answer, no? So sabihin niyo, malambot siya kasing lambot ng aking labi. Okay? Now, kung ano yung matigas naman, pag diniin niyo itong noon ninyo, yung
Ah,
noo, ah, okay,
matigas.
matigas yan. Okay? Buto kasi kalaban ninyo, di ba? Okay?
Opo.
So, yan ang matigas. Okay? Hindi naman equally kasing tigas ng bato o okay, ano, pero more or less matigas na yan. Ha? Pag may na-feel kayo na yung consistency parang dito sa noo ninyo, no? Unless, meron ba kayong, meron bang noo na malambot?
Yung ano, yung may,
Ano? So may bukol, may tubig.
yung anong tawag, yung malalaki ang ulo. Meningitis yata yun. Oo,
Ah,
yun, yung malaki ang ulo. Yung
meningitis siya.
lumalaki ang
May
ulo,
tubig siya, di ba? May tubig siya.
nagkakatubig.
Pero kung wala, normally, matigas yan, di ba? Kaya pwede yung pukpukin eh, di ba?
Opo.
Okay. So, matigas yan, no? So, soft, hard. So, yung firm naman, yung gitna nun, in between, ito yung sa ilong ninyo. Okay? So, kung ang kasing tigas ng ilong ninyo, yan ang tinatawag na firm. Okay?
Oh,
So, for the first time, ito yung naisip ko today, no? So, kayong mga, ilan ba kayo ngayon? One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? 8. No? Ito yung bagong lesson ninyo today, ha? Pag meron kayong bukol na kapa, na kung tinanong ka, when you try to determine the consistency, no, at tinatanong kayong doktor kung gaano katigas, kalambot, sabihin na lang ninyo, Dok, kasing lambot ng labi ko. Okay? If that's the case, na? Or kasing tigas ng noo ko. Okay? Para alam din ng doktor how to interpret your findings, na? Okay? Then, kasing kasing tigas ng ilong ko.
Ilong.
Okay? So, pag sinabi kasing tigas ng ilong ko, ang isipin ng doctor, firm siya. Okay? Firm, na? Ngayon, pag sinabi mong ang connotation, pag malambot, usually benign siya. Okay? Pag may mga bukol na malambot, usually benign siya. Pag yung bukol na matigas, kung di siya buto, pag yung di buto na hindi buto ng buto yung bukol at matigas, isipin nyo baka cancer siya, na? So yan ang connotations ng mga findings na yon, na? So kung soft, as a rule, in general, benign siya pag malambot, no? As a rule, ha? Pero hindi 100%, ha? Okay. Pag matigas, yon, medyo red flag na siya, no? Baka cancer siya, no? Okay? Yung firm, 50-50. Okay? Hindi mo masasabi kung malignant or benign, gano'n. Kung firm, no? Okay? Okay?
Doktor, iba naman yung lymphoma, doktor.
Oh, lymphoma, iba yun. Lymphoma is cancer ng lymph nodes yon. Lymphoma is cancer of lymph nodes, no? Lymph nodes is lymph nodes. Lymphoma is cancer of the lymph nodes, no? Ano pa yung Kulani is lymph node, no? So iba yung
Mm.
lipoma. Yung lipoma is below the skin, just below the skin. Yung lymph nodes can be just below the skin, pero usually dito nakikita yon dito sa leeg, no?
Leeg.
Lymph nodes, kilikili, saka sa singit. Yan ang pinaka-common areas ng lymph nodes. So kung meron kang bukol dito sa leeg, right away, ang isang konsiderasyon niyan is possible lymph nodes. No? So kakapain lang ninyo kung unang isipin nyo, baka lymph nodes. No? Kung hindi siya lymph nodes, then pwede mo sabihin, baka lipoma siya. No? Okay? Ngayon, dito sa kilit-kili, ganun din. Pag may nakapakang maliit na bukol dito, no? Isipin mo, lymph nodes. And what will tell you that it's really lymph nodes, yung lymph nodes medyo malalim. Malalim siya. No? Okay. I think, okay, that will be part of my lecture in the next few weeks. No? Yung how to diagnose yung mga armpit mass. Diba? Very common kasi sa mga babae, yung mga bukol sa kilikili. No?
Kilikili.
Okay. So, pag yung bukol may sa kilikili, kung medyo mababaw, most likely hindi siya lymph nodes. Mababaw lang siya, no? Pero kung yung lymph nodes na malalim, most likely lymph nodes siya. Okay? Kung yung bukol ay malalim, no? So that's how you distinguish lymph nodes and non-lymph nodes. Sa ganun din sa singit. Pag may mga bukol-bukol doon sa singit, unang isipin mo lymph nodes, no? Okay? Okay?
Okay, Dok.
Sinong may lipoma sa inyo? Wala. Swerte nyo. 40 na kayo, di ba? Marami na 40, 50, 60. Ako meron, no?
Lymphoma yan.
Lipoma. Wag, yung
Lipoma.
lipoma. Yan, nakikita nyo, no?
Yung mga nasa daliri, doktor. Yung bawa yan, meron din ako sa daliri. Ano ba yun?
Saan?
ito, parang naninigas, parang ano ba yung tawag dito?
Ano, bukol ba? Bukol ba siya? O baka arthritis yan, yung buto yan, buto na
O buto,
bumabaluktot.
buto nga doktor, baka
Oo.
arthritis nga, buto eh.
Oo. Buto yan, hindi siya ano, hindi siya
Opo,
soft
buto.
tissue, no?
Sa
Okay.
thumb.
Okay. So, ito yung ganun din. Kita mo yung sa akin. Yan.
Oo nga. O, ganyan din ako. Sa isa, sa left.
Yan. Itabingi, no?
Oo nga,
Medyo tabi.
tabingi nga ako.
Okay. Arthritis ito. Okay. Pero
Hmm,
buto ito. Pag pinindot mo, no? Okay. Buto siya.
opo,
Pag hindi siya kasing tigas ng buto, pwedeng soft tissue. Soft tissue. When you say soft tissue, hindi siya buto. No? Okay?
opo.
So, going back, ito yung lipoma ko. Okay? Ayan, nakita niyo? Ayan. Ito yung lipoma. And then, meron pa isa rito. Okay? One, two, three, four. May
Ah,
apat akong
dami na.
lipoma. May apat akong lipoma.
Eh, bakit doktor hindi nyo pinapatanggal?
Sabi ko nga sa'yo, di ba? Pwede mong i-observe.
Oo.
Options, observe. Number one, pwedeng i-observe naman kasi 99% sure ako na benign naman, lipoma siya. No? So, i-observe ko na lang. Di ba? Number two,
Opo.
hindi naman ako nahihiya na makita ng mga tao na ito, kumisa pangit tingnan, di ba? Yan, di ba? Pero
Malaki na
gi-
rin ano.
ginagamit ko kasi yung pangturo sa mga pasyente, kaya ayaw ko patanggal,
Oh, I see.
di ba?
Opo.
Pag nasa clinic ako, okay, kung merong bukol yung mga pasyente, may parang lipoma, sasabihin ko sa kanya, yan, kapain mo yung sa akin, pareho tayo, meron tayo. No? So, pangturo sa kanila, how to feel for a lump, kasi bukol din yan, how to feel for a lump. Number two, yung mga pasyente may lipoma, sasabihin ko sa kanila, huwag kayong matakot. So, this is one way of helping them to not to be afraid, na? Okay. And then, third, pwedeng i-convince sa kanila, pwede mong hindi patanggal just like me. No? Okay? So, tatlong reasons why hindi ko pinapatanggal.
Okay, doktor.
Okay? Malas na lang
Opo.
ako kung lumabas 1% cancer ito. Okay. Any questions?
Ako, meron din akong lipoma sa
Yan.
abdomen. Sa abdomen.
May lipoma yung anak ko. Si Lance may lipoma sa abdomen. Okay? So, sinabi ko naman kanina, di ba? Lipoma can occur anywhere, no? Kahit saan, no? Okay. So, abdomen, kamay, ulo, yung nakita mo, yung iba sa kilikili, no? Gano'n. Marami. Okay? Who wants to share their lipomas? Yung mga friends niyo may lipomas. Walang gusto mag-share? Okay? So iba yung lipoma, hindi lymphoma, ha? Okay, before we close, lipoma and lymphoma magkaiba, ha? Okay?
Opo.
Palagi yung mga lay people na mix nila yung dalawa. Lymphoma, lipoma.
Lipoma.
Madaling tandaan yung lipoma kasi liposuction, di ba?
Hmm,
Lipid, no? So taba, no? Okay. So ganon. Yung lymphoma, cancer naman yon. Okay. Lymphoma, galing galing sa lymph nodes. Kaya lymphoma, no? Lymphoma. Oma
Lymph.
kasi, oma is tumor. Lymph is tumor from the lymph nodes. Lymphoma. No? Okay? So, tandaan niyo ha, magkaiba yung lymphoma from lipoma. Ang lipoma, usually, maraming klase, kung saan-saan pwedeng tubuan, pero yung pinaka-common, yung mga sa ilalim ng balat. No? So, subcutaneous lipoma ang tawag doon. Usually benign siya, pwede hindi niyo patanggalin, no? So, pag tinatanong yung may nagtatanong, lahat ba ng bukol sa katawan kailangan tanggalin? So the answer is no. Okay? Hindi kailangan tanggalin lahat. So example here is the lipoma, di ba? Okay? Pwede hindi naman tanggalin, no? Obserbahan lang. Pag di mo tinanggal, obserbahan lang ninyo, no? So, yung sa akin, I have been observing this for the past 30 years, no? 30 years na ito, no? So, okay. So, last call for any questions before we call it a day. Wala na?
Wala na po.
Okay.
Wala na, Doc.
So, kung wala na, we'll call it a day. We will have another session next Saturday, no? Okay?
Yes, will.
Sige.
Thank you po,
Okay,
Doc.
Doc.
Happy
Bye-bye.
weekend.
Happy weekend.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank
Happy
you,
weekend.
Doc.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Dr. Thank you,
Bye.
Doc.